Hello, everyone. My name is Cameron Cow, and welcome to The Living Joke. Oh, we have a good one for you today. Brian McWilliams from Woke Word Wars is finally here, and we're going to be talking to him after our impromptu conversation last week. But I want to remind everyone to be following us on social media. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, TLJ_joke. This is the best place to find us. There's lots of fun stuff in the story, additional content, all that type of thing. Speaking of our gaming content, most of that is on Rumble and on Connor's YouTube channel, and you know where you'll find links to that? Our Substack. TheLivingJoke.substack.com is the place to find extra content, get it delivered directly into your inbox, and we are getting close to launching our Substack subscriber benefits, including access to our private Discord, debriefing hangouts after this show, and private streams with mostly Will and Connor, because I doubt anyone will want a private stream of anything I play. But regardless of that fact, that's all on Substack, so head on over there to check that out. Let me grab the guys, and we will get into the show. Here we go. And we'll roll this beat back from dessert to Icebreaker, because we're at the top of the show. Exactly. So,
I'm sorry. That one old dude at karaoke. Sorry.
Yes, I heard someone say like it's like anyone who's good at singing should not be allowed to sing karaoke. I need John to struggle through Living on a Prayer, and it was so it was quite entertaining. So, but
Bev
yeah,
and Bob.
so and no, so how we doing? How we doing?
Good, brother.
Good,
How are you?
Good. A little tired today. It's been very busy around here. A lot of stuff going on. So it's yeah. So we got we recently I signed the deal for us to partner with Debbie,
down
the
sexual
gamer.
style. Oh, sorry. There must be a delay. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, yeah. I
hold on.
Actually,
let me reconnect my headset.
Okay, go ahead. I'll vamp. While Will does that, I recently signed the partnership for us to be partnered with Debbie Energy Drinks, so we're going to be getting some free stuff here shortly. It's just been crazy, not just for this, but for everything. It's just been a little crazy. So, good. Will's got headphones, so we're gonna the Icebreaker. Will, I think you put this together. It's 2 clips from MTV Spring Break from 1994. So
yes,
walk us through this.
So this spring break in '94 was in San Diego in March. It was one of the biggest, most memorable ones. I forget where it used to be held before. I think Houston, and then they moved it to San Diego. And this was one of the more nuts ones, supposedly. But the reason why I put this in was because, a lot of people I've been seeing on the internet are lamenting the times today, of today's times, all the events and whatnot. So I thought this would be fun to see, this is a glimpse of what life was like back in 1994 at one of the biggest summer events of all time. I think this year, they probably had Ja Rule play. I imagine it was like Ja Rule and 50 Cent. That might have been later. I know Eminem performed in '99 and 2000. But yeah, this is I thought this would be a fun throwback with summer just around the corner.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
spring is here, so no
Yes.
better time.
I went to the much less cool MTV Spring Break. I went to 2007 MTV Spring Break in Huntington Beach, California, because I happened to have a
Ooh.
buddy that was from Huntington Beach at the time, and that was pretty crazy. But yeah, no, the 90s went hard. Gen X knew how to party. Like that's just
Mm-hmm.
facts. I will never deny no one has partied harder than Gen X. So it's and
Yeah. And this is like, look how happy everybody is. Even the police
Everyone.
officers are happy. They don't even want to kill anybody today. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Um she's like, yeah, like it's totally rad. Totally here to see Limp Bizkit or whatever. I don't know. Get
But the
drunk.
party is far from
Gonna
over.
get drunk.
Even
yeah.
more revelers are expected tomorrow and
Okay,
Monday.
everyone, single file lines.
Yeah.
Thousands and
So
thousands of mostly young
it's
people jam.
and this other one you said started at 2:46.
Yeah,
Nothing that'll
yeah,
let a
yeah.
police compare to Daytona.
I don't think
Yep.
any of us really knew what to expect when the kids were all there. As soon as you pull onto the strip, there's this din of kids screaming and music that goes on for as long as you're there. It doesn't stop 24 hours a day. These kids are partying.
It was packed. It was really cool. I was like, wow, I can't believe it. All these people are going to see on TV.
You didn't realize how much of an impact MTV had on everyday lives and how much people watched MTV probably until we got to Daytona.
People that don't know, maybe the younger folk. This was huge. The
Yeah.
cultural
Yo
movement.
Ed, yo Dre, yo Ed, yo Dre, and then you realize, wow, how
No,
many
I mean
There
it
he
was.
is. There's the
Yeah.
man, the
how many people
biggie.
actually watched your show.
Yeah.
Groupies were there.
No, I
Sorry.
don't think people. No, I don't think people understood like
everything. You got
how big of a cultural sway MTV had. I mean, it was the biggest thing going, and video changed music forever. So it was, and it was very appropriate that the first and last song ever played on MTV was "Video Killed Radio Star." So, yeah, but
Yeah.
so
Beastie Boys were here. Yeah.
All the elements were in place in those first MTV
I
spring
remember
breaks,
one spring
setting the
break
stage
that I
for
watched
wilder
on
shows to come.
MTV. It was like
Unexpected
probably
guest
2002,
stars,
2003.
festive crowds,
And the only part I actually like saw of it, because
wild
as
contests,
springtime, me
beauty
and
pageants,
Ma were busy on the farm.
music.
Back on the farm in the old country. Um, so like I would catch glimpses of it here and there, but the one that I caught was like a lap dance competition, and they had guys hooked up to a heart monitor, and if their heart rate reached over a certain threshold, then they were out or whatever, and they would have these insanely hot women like lap dance on them. And it was basically like try not to get an erection and try not to get your heart up. Oh, there's chicks flashing their titties. Oh yeah. So
yeah.
anyway, you can cut it wherever. I just thought this would be a fun
No,
throwback.
no,
Oh,
it
titties!
is
Yay!
fun. Like the world before the smartphone was a very different place, and no, it was there were plenty of I mean I got to go many years later, but it was plenty wild and crazy. But those 90s parties went hard. I always think my dad had a photo album when he was in the Navy in the 80s, and there was some pictures in there just like him on the deck, and there's just like vomit everywhere. I've never seen that man grab a book out of my hand so fast, and I never saw them ever again. I don't know if he put them at his mom's house or whatever have you, but those books disappeared from the premises. And I was like an adult. I'm like, Dad, this isn't embarrassing. I was doing this the other week. I was in college. I'm like, Dad, this happened to me last weekend. It's fine. Like, so. But yeah,
you gave up on life, didn't you?
Yes,
Get out of the street, you fucking bum!
So yeah, no, it was a lot of fun, and so many. One of these days, so we did a impromptu one of Cameron's crazy stories a couple weeks ago. We'll do another segment coming up where I tell a crazy story from my insane life. But right now our guest is waiting, so we should get him, and it's gonna take me a bit of engineering to do it. So let me briefly introduce Brian McWilliams, who did Woke Word Wars. We played that game a couple weeks ago. He was supposed to be here last week, but had an emergency, and he's with us today. And the first round of our playing it is on Rumble. I don't know that the second round is out yet. We need to work on that, but we'll get to it. Builds tension.
It will be out on Saturday.
Yeah, it builds tension. People can be patient. And so you can see us watching playing the game. This is a really interesting game. We're going to learn out how he created it, how he came up with the idea. We're going to ask about some mechanics, all this type of thing. So let me do some things. Hang on here. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do Connor. Come on. And Will. And me. And then we're going to take the guest out of the green room. That's Brian. And we're going to put him over here.
Join us.
His name on. And
Yay.
we're going to make him level with me. They're still celebrating. And there we are. Okay, and then we're going to do that. And we're going to move that down here. There. All right. Welcome, Brian, to the Living Joke. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It looks like I have a little video delay. Apologies for that, but yeah, thanks. I apologize that I was not here last week. As you mentioned, I had a dog and travel-based emergency, so it turned out okay for the dog, but unfortunately bad for the show. Can I just say real quick, I'm looking at Will's lighting here, which, if you're not listening to the podcast, it's like a very a bluish lighting. Makes it look like the inside of a mortuary, and I just can't help thinking this is probably the last thing a dead body sees before the mortician has sex with it.
You know, no. Well, I was, unfortunately, the last face many people saw before they died. I'm a paramedic.
Oh, really? There you go. Oh, well.
Yeah. It's yeah, that's no, that's so no, that's good. Yes, no, yeah, but Will loves to play with lighting and effects. He sometimes shows up with glowy glasses on. You never know what's going to happen when the camera turns on. So
yeah,
it's always.
But
no,
the best $5 I ever spent. Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
you got your purge glasses on, although people are going to know exactly who you are if you don't murder them. So basically, if you go purging in those glasses, you have to kill everybody. Lest they report.
I have a mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was worried about. You're a professional.
See, I'm a professional. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm here for it.
Yes, that's... Oh my! All right. Well, let's dive into the chat, and why don't you, Brian, start by telling us a little bit about yourself and your game.
Oh, sure. Well, so I am Brian McWilliams, as you said. I am a avowed libertarian, which actually plays into how this game came about and why it was created. I also do stand-up comedy. Just, when I was younger, I tried to do it as a career, but it's a lot. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to focus on doing public relations, which I still do, try to do a little bit of writing, but I still do stand-up comedy on the side just for fun. So that allowed me to, kind of use my talents, crafting something that's going to make people laugh, that they can enjoy. And the way the game kind of came about was that I was looking at the entertainment sphere in general, right, which is very dominated by left-wing politics. And I said, Donald Trump just got reelected. And there's got to be something that's going to service people that are looking for something a little bit different, that don't simply subscribe to the overarching, zeitgeist entertainment sphere, which is very left dominated. Am I coming through okay? My video keeps going laggy, but is the audio coming through okay?
Yes, I think just there's a bit of a connection issue, but you seem to be fine. We'll keep going.
I could dump out and jump back in, but let me know if it gets too bad, and I'll try that. So I decided what I would do is create a game, and it's based on a very familiar concept, which is the Cards Against Humanity base. And I said, okay, originally I said, I could just make a real slapdash version of that, focused on people that are more in line with either centrist or right-wing thinking, that I'll just make a cash grab. So that was the initial concept. But then I started thinking about it a little bit more, and I actually came into partnership with two guys who were very progressive friends of mine. And they said, you know what, this is a great idea. Can we get involved and be invested? So I said, all right, let's do it. So we started to workshop more, and the game evolved from just being a slapdash version of this for your right audience to something which actually plays very differently. Because once we started to get into it, we figured, all right, what if we take the core concept of you have a question card and you have your answer cards, and then you get a kick out of it. Why don't we make it so you can have between 1 and 3 cards? Because that way you can combine them to make longer sentences, longer answers. You also have a massive amount of replay capability because you're not just plopping out the same cards. Because that was the problem with these kind of games, right? You have a deck, you get very sick of the same cards every time. So we're playing with friends of mine. We're laughing. We're coming up with new cards. We're deciding what works and what doesn't work. And this is probably a few months into development, doing calls like this, playing the game live with people online. And then a buddy of mine who we nicknamed Rico, or I nicknamed Rico because he's 1/8 Puerto Rican, whitest guy in the entire world. But we said, you know what you should do? Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah.
Connor's also Puerto Rican. He's extremely white.
I knew it. I can tell by his lush ass. So he said, you know what? Instead of just having the cards, why don't you go ahead and have a card that can actually steal turns, add to answers and change the entire concept so that you're not simply stuck with cards that you look at them, you go, these cards blow. I can't do anything with them. So you had the trump card play where that now allows you to add on to answers, allows you to steal someone else's answers. So it really changed the dynamic of the game. So, during the development process, we found that this game had more of an appeal than we thought. Because I played it, I live in Los Angeles. Most of my friends are very, very left-leaning. And so when we started playing it, it became apparent that this game doesn't just appeal to people on the right. It actually is something where, because of the insanity that does exist in a lot of left-wing politics. And I was just looking at a couple stories recently in the news where we can't even keep up if we made cards today, like in a add-on deck. I mean, you got Gavin Newsom out there telling a black audience that he's just like them because he doesn't know how to read.
Yeah,
and
I'm an illiterate fucking monkey like you. Just like you guys.
I know.
Oh
That's
my
the
God.
paternalism from the Democratic Party that
I
we
can't
all know
read.
and love. Yes.
What if he got up there and was like, shit, man?
It's like when Hillary Clinton said she always carries hot sauce in her purse on Hot 97 when she did the interview.
Yeah, it's Charlemagne the God, right? He's like, yeah, I have hot sauce. And they're like,
yep, exactly. So, we found though that there's so much insanity out there that it actually appealed even to the progressives because, the left had this dominance over comedy for the longest time. And being somebody that's trying to get in the entertainment industry as a writer, and I've been working on screenplays and I was doing stand-up comedy, what you found was that the left has lost a sense of humor to a large extent, where a lot of the comedy coming out from the left side of things was very just, hating Trump, hating, this and that. And they lost the ability to be, number one, self-deprecative. There we go. Couldn't get that out. And to look at what they're doing and mock it. And Jon Stewart was really good at that. The Daily Show, when he was doing it, he would look at both sides and make fun of it. And there's a lot of people that are out there that even on the progressive side that go, we've lost the entire script here. We can't just keep going the way we're going. So this gives people an outlet to get in there, to laugh at the insanity. And if you guys played it, it really plays well. And the dynamic, especially once you get into the Trump cards, makes it a really fun, interesting play. So it allowed me to tap into my libertarian core, being, in the middle, laughing at the left, laughing at the right. Because there's some cards in there that also, can make fun of the right. There's one about Trump, they eating the cats, eating the dogs. But it allows people to really get together and bond about just laughing at where we're at culturally. So that's what we're hoping this game is bringing to the forefront.
Excellent. So I'm so glad you talked about mechanics a little bit because Will's first question has to do with that. So Will, take it away.
Well, actually, he kind of actually explained what I was going to ask him, but I have something different to ask now. So I agree, laughing at where we're at in the current state of the world and how absurd it is. And these guys know me very well, that I am an absurdist lover. I love absurdity. It's my favorite type of humor. And I wanted to know now, like, so where did your like love for humor, cracking jokes kind of start? Where did you get your sense of humor? Or when did your sense of humor go on the dark side?
Well, I think my sense of humor always trended a bit dark, and that was probably formed by early SNL. Cam was talking about the old days of the planes when you actually had the single screen. I remember those days. I'm also 6'3", so I would hit my head on the screens in the middle of the aisle every time I was on the plane without fail. And the padding was not thick enough. And I'm also bald, and I've been bald since 20. That also lends into my humor. You got to be very confident and very thick-skinned.
I say that about being fat. If you're going to be fat, you better be funny. Like, I know, exactly. I've been up to 400 pounds, been down to 280, but like always fat. Like I haven't been thin since the Clinton administration. It's like, and I figured out at 12, if you're going to be fat, you got to be funny. So I'm with you. Continue.
Yeah, there you go. So same thing. Bald, got to be funny, got to have a personality. But I also grew up watching. My favorite show is Kids in the Hall. And that show was really transcendent when it came to inappropriate, very dark, weird humor. I mean, I'll never forget on the final episode of The Kids in the Hall, at least in the initial run on ABC, they had a sketch where I think it was Kevin McDonald is eating a bowl of white soup, and Dave Foles? No, Dave on the show. He is just going, "Oh, try this soup. I made it myself. It's delicious." And he takes a big spoonful. And he goes, "Yeah, it's really good. What is it?" He goes, "Have some more. Have some more." And it's a thick white stew. And at the end of it, he just goes, "It's my very own." And then the skit ended. That really shaped my humor in a lot of ways. The Kids in the Hall actually had a great sketch predicting our current predicament with the social justice stuff and the PC stuff, where they had an art class where everybody's painting things, and you've got the aggressive feminist teaching the class, and the kids are all just ripping into that concept. So that really shaped my humor. And as I got into doing stand-up comedy, I liked and appreciated not being able to see where the punchline was. And I think that's my problem with a lot of humor now that comes out of, especially on the left side of things, is you can see the punchline coming. So whenever I try to tell jokes, I want people to be surprised with what's coming. And so some of that humor bleeds into the game and some of the cards too, because there's cards that are purely political. Then there's just silly stuff, like the dinosaurs being racist or lesbian moon maidens is a card. Just yeah, you don't see coming.
No, that's good. That's good.
What was that one? It's like Hollywood's newest fetish, and it was I put down Al Gore.
Oh, Connor,
I like that. There's one playing hopscotch over the homeless. I think that's a good answer for that as well.
Oh,
because in San Francisco and LA, we're jumping over street feces all the time. I think street feces is also a card in the game.
Oh, pulling up the Ron DeSantis poop map.
Yep.
If that's not a card, you got to add that one in an expansion. Ron DeSantis.
I agree. I know what's funny. It's funny the amount of cards you go through and you go, "Damn it! Why didn't we create that card? Why didn't you create this card?" I mean, you learn a lot developing a card game like this, just in the playing of it. You learn a lot of things too. Like we've got our box now, which I'm sure you showed it, but it's a lovely box. Thank you, AI, for helping us with the design. My concept, but AI helped it come to fruition. But you learn things, about like the way the box should be set up. We wish you had done it vertically so you could stack the cards better. But also, so many cards, you just wish you say, you know what, less of that, more of this, more random cards. So yeah, if we, God, please hear my plea. If we get to make a second edition, it will have, I think, a lot more of the wackier cards in there and a little bit less of the straightforward like ACLU or something like that they sit in your hand, you can use them. And that's where the benefit of combining cards comes in, because you're not just stuck with the card. You can mush them together to make longer answers. But I think we do a little bit more of that wacky, darker humor.
Yeah. Connor, do you have a question for Brian?
Yes, I do. So, as you just said, the game's got a lot of variety. It's more than just politics. There's some wacky fun stuff. There's all sorts of modern day topics. Did you have a particular topic, I should say, that you enjoyed creating jokes for the most?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that what I like to create jokes about is mocking cultural stereotypes that are so widely accepted but so abysmally stupid. And there's so many of them out there, right? Especially in our current era. Just you look at just the stuff that's going on with various DEI programs or feminist stuff, and you look at the standard that's being set, which no one can meet. And especially when it comes to changing names, changing genders, trying to keep up with this. And it's been one of those things where there's a debate going on, I guess between linguists, whether or not this is an intentional way for people to subvert the cultural expectations by introducing these new terms. Basically, what that means is that no one can keep up except a very small segment of the population, in academia or on the far left, it's kind of setting these terms. And by virtue of saying, well, you're using the wrong term, that's not PC, you can immediately discount anybody's opinion that doesn't use those catchphrases. So it makes your life very simple because you can ignore anybody that doesn't agree with you all the time. So I like to mock that. I like to mock things that are coming into these goofy things. I'll tell you a joke I just told at stand-up actually a couple weeks ago. Are you familiar with looks maxing? Do you guys know what this is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
unfortunately, I've recently found out about it.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Tragic. Clavicular and all these people that are mashing their faces with hammers to make their bones look better. And when I first saw that, I was blown away at how ridiculous it was. But then I had to stop myself because I realized I was a forebearer of this movement because I've been looks maxing my wife for years.
Yeah,
very good.
Yeah, no, that's that. No, yeah, it's.
So one more small follow-up would be is you're clearly very creative, but there is a large amount of creativity and freedom and such in the game. Was there any point where you start to feel like, oh, okay, I'm running out of content to put in here, or just any hard spot in the development process?
There was the hardest spot we had in the development process was not so much the creativity, because I could come up with a lot of cards and like I was saying earlier, it's something where we can't keep up. There's so much insanity coming out nonstop that it's like a fire hose. It's like that scene in UHF, where the guy drinks from the fire hose, gets blown off the back of the fire truck. It's kind of like that. But what we had as a problem in the game was that when you play the cards together, we want people to be creative. And the thing that was a little bit of a challenge that we were hoping people would get is when you play up to 3 cards and linking them together, how do you make sure people understand what you're trying to communicate so that you could be more creative? And we debated. At first we said, okay, we'll put, connective words in there, the and stuff like that. And we said, that's just silly. What are you going to do with a the card in your hand all the time? Doesn't make a lot of sense. So we try to lean into allowing people to be as creative as possible. I would say the other thing that was a little bit tricky with creativity was trying not to make the prompt cards super repetitive, where it's swapping out cards, and this is still a challenge, and I still something I want to solve if we get to make another edition, is creating cards that force you to have more distinct answers, where you don't just feel, well, I could play this card for any of 20 cards really, because they're all asking a variant of the same type of question, and that becomes tricky. And that's really, like I said, I really want to try to solve that in the next edition if we get to make one.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah. No, that's I'm always amazed at looking through, having played these games a lot because I used to live in the Pacific Northwest, and I lived in Seattle for 10 years. Having played games like this a lot, the prompt cards I feel like would be the hardest thing to put together. That's where I would get stuck, is I imagine that would be very, very difficult to come up with ones that, that are clever and, result in funny random answers that kind of go with the word cards you have. That I imagine, it's I don't even know. How do you do that? Do you start a spreadsheet with all of them? What does that look like?
Yep, that's exactly how we did it. God bless Google Docs and Google Sheets. That makes collaboration way easier. Yeah, we had spreadsheets on spreadsheets. I think we had 15 tabs at one point in a spreadsheet between different cards, approved cards, deleted cards, suggested cards. So yeah, that was how we ran through it. We had a large spreadsheet, and we'd go through it, eliminate, cut out this one. Or what we'd be able to do is create a voting system. So me and my two partners, we'd have the cards in there, go in and mark between 1 and 3. How strongly do you like this? Is this an absolute keep? And that's where some of the interesting conversations and debates came in about what cards to keep and what cards to get rid of. One card I remember there was a big argument about, but me as the primary game creator was able to put my foot down, was a card that reads an American flag made of bloody tampons and blue hair dye, I believe. I think that's the card.
Oh, we got that card.
And
yeah.
My partners were not fans of that card, but I said, look, this is the way it's going to be, you sons of bitches.
Yeah.
But
them getting mad about it only proves that you should put it in more.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly right. That's what you want. You want cards that people just go, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What mind thinks of this? And also I have to play it.
No, I mean it's I said probably about a dozen times when we were taping the video for this to be kind of like, this has to be age gated, that like this just was so bad. It's like, this is gonna be an 18 up video, because some of the things we were doing, it was incredibly funny but very, very mature. And so
I was like, yeah, this will get us quote unquote demonetized.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was actually a little bit of a behind the curtain story. So we were supposed to go to market about the goal was 3 months before Christmas, and we wanted to get it out right as Trump was coming into office, obviously, because we're trying to market to that base, and it's sold through Amazon, the advertising target, and all that. But what happened was that there was some back end thing, and like you would say, 17 plus on it, but there was a back end thing in Amazon which we couldn't access, that marked the game as for 12 years old and up. So we were fighting. Oh yeah. We were fighting with Amazon. I'm sending angry emails. I've got people across the ocean who don't understand the points I'm making, telling me I have to do this and that. We had to get it tested so that children couldn't eat it and poison themselves. Just ridiculous. And it delayed us 2 months, Yeah. And if your kid's eating cards, he deserves to die. Or she. Don't want to have the patriarchy.
Natural selection.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, Darwinism at its finest. So that was a point of contention, though. Is making sure this is known it's an adult game. But it's funny too. One of the big debates we had as well was talking about ages. Is how much new slang to include versus things that are universally known, because I wasn't sure. I hope this is appealing to everybody, younger audiences, older audiences. But in the back of my head, I'm like, well, our primary audience here may just be boomers that voted for Trump that are on the right side of things. Are they going to understand half of these cards? And are they going to be fucking pissed off about them? Oh, I don't know if I can curse on this show. Apologies. But
it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of thing, though, is weighing what can we include that everybody's going to understand and get. And we ended up taking out a bunch of cards where even my partners, who are all mid-40-ish, they were like, I don't know what this phrase is. I have no idea. I've never heard somebody say this. And so there was a debate there of what do we put in, what do we take out? Even though they're very popular cultural phrases now, half the audience that plays the game is going to have no idea what they mean.
No, I think that's always a challenge. And language changes so much now.
Yep.
It was, I years and years ago, I used to be in fashion. I was a stylist for a while, and my client invited me over, and we played a version of her Trivial Pursuit from the 70s. Much of the evening was spent on phones Googling what half the cards meant, because at that time the game was 40 years old. to be, and I think even at one point I texted my mom, "Do you know about this? We're finding nothing." Like, so it's no, that's always going to be always going to be a challenge. Always going to be a challenge. So, well, this has been delightful. I'm going to open the floor for final thoughts to everybody before we wrap up this segment and move on.
No, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you got to come on the show this week, and your game was a riot. I knew you'd be fun on the show just because I thought the mind behind this game has to be a pretty entertaining person.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad I could make it. Sorry for my video lag. I actually weird. I've been having a problem with this. It was fine. I'm sitting in the green room. It was fine, and then I get on the air. And it's delayed. I don't know what's going on with my computer. I'll figure that out. But yeah, thanks guys. I appreciate it. I'm glad you like the game. Hopefully your audience will grab some copies. And as I mentioned, hopefully we will get to do a new edition. And if we do, I will definitely make sure that you get a nice copy to review.
It's really good. Thank you, Brian. Brian, the game is one of the best. It's truly, I know it. They know it. Everyone knows. It's one of the best. Pick it up. Pick up a copy.
No, and I want to remind everyone that Brian was very generous and sent us a copy of the game. And
yes, thank you.
And thank you for being open, because I know that you had originally written in to be on the Cameron Journal, and I'd replied and said, I have a better show for you to be on, actually. So it's but don't worry, this show also goes out to the Cameron Journal audience every week, so you still get all the benefits with more fun. So
excellent. That's going to double the hate mail you'll receive after my appearance, so that makes me feel happy.
I love it.
Well, my audience by this time, if I think I've cleared out all the hardcore people who anything, because my coverage is very neutral. It's not very outragey. I am a Democrat and I am a liberal, and I oftentimes have very liberal opinions on things, but I also have a conservative opinion or two along the way. And so in my audience, they're used to, I tell people we take journeys. I have MAGA people on the show. I had one of Trump's lawyers on the show 3 weeks ago. I tell people the Cameron Journal is a journey, and this show is a little bit different because we do gaming and it's a little bit more focused. The Cameron Journal is a journey. And so I invite people to come on the journey with me, and this is a part of it. So thank you very much for coming in and doing all of this and sending us the card game to play, and we just really appreciate it. So
appreciate you guys as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on The Living Joke, Ryan. We'll be in touch. All
Stay
right.
well.
All right. Have a good one, boys.
Thank you. Bye now. Here we go. All right. Oh,
nice.
Goodness.
He was cool.
He was.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. So, yeah, no, very, very glad that we finally got to talk to him and complete the whole promotional cycle. So, it's So
this is perfect. Of the times, you're the last thing a dead person see, or what people see before they die. And Connor's like the whitest dude ever, but he found out he's Puerto Rican. It's very on brand.
It is. We found our people. So, all right. Well, good. Well, we're transitioning on to segment 2 now. I have the trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
And there's also production pictures as well that we'll get into from IGN. But let me change the
Mario,
graphic
you're
here.
such a stupid fucking man. You're so useless, Mario. God.
All right, so let me do this, and let me do this, and let me do that, and good. So, I'll vamp for a moment while Will returns, because we gotta watch the movie. But,
we're good. I'm walking right here. I'm here.
I was gonna vamp and read the little presser.
Oh well, vamp.
Okay.
Vamp yes. Then. Vamp, bust it down sexual style.
So it says here that the Super Mario Galaxy movie stars returning cast members Chris Pratt, who voices Mario, Jack Black, who voices Bowser, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Keegan-Michael Key, who voices Toad, and new cast members include Brie Larson, who voices Rosalina, Benny Safdie, who voices Bowser Jr., Donald Glover, who voices Yoshi, Issa Rae, who voices the Honey Queen, and Louise Guzman as Wart. and is the first look at Rosalina. So here is the trailer.
There's a huge universe out there. With a lot of galaxies.
Oh shit.
You see a toad get sliced in half. Oh my god!
No.
They're committing suicide.
One rated M.
Yeah. Oh, the humanity! Oh, Bowser Jr.'s back.
I demand that you release my father.
Over my dead body.
Fine with me.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Oh, and Yoshi's gonna be here. I'll be this whole time.
My Koopas! Your king has returned! Long live the king!
The Bowser name shall be feared once more. Oh no!
Everyone
Get a hold of yourself.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, princess, you're going to regret that.
Oh god, did they partner with Fall Guys? Oh! R.I.P. Charles Martinet.
Hello, maggots.
So,
oh man,
yeah,
that looks pretty good.
Yeah, so there's some fun. IGN has some fun pictures as well, which I thought were, interesting.
It looks like it's not just about Mario being a bumbling idiot the whole time like the first movie.
I'm sure that will help. So
It's Chris Pratt. That's like every movie that he's in. It's kind of like they always cast Michael Cera as like a 15-year-old boy, and Chris Pratt is always some plucky protagonist. There's never I feel like that's every role he's ever in.
Yeah,
I really like that Bowser Jr.'s rocking his paintbrush and busting out the ink magic. Some good Mario Sunshine vibes right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I love Mario Sunshine. My favorite Mario.
Yeah.
It's the best one.
I still can't get over.
Come at us, Nintendo haters.
They picked this frame specifically. That's.
I like how he wasn't even freaking out anymore.
You
in the yellow coat. Smack him
Look,
one more time.
Yeah, you could see the ripples and the shockwave of his cheek where he slapped him. Gosh.
I'm just laughing at they chose this frame as one of the promo pictures on Twitter. Like, that frame specifically, that's a decision. Like, so no, I thought I would play because one, it looked cool. I was kind of like, okay, this could be interesting. And then I just wanted to get your guys' reaction to it. So yeah, so Mario Galaxy movie in April. So might go for my birthday.
Ooh, yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Looks like a fun movie to watch on your birthday.
Yep. So it's fun time.
We'll go to AMC and put our feet up.
Yep, exactly. So Yeah, so that's coming
I
out in
keep saying that I have to finish the game.
Sunshine?
No, Galaxy.
Oh, I can't play it. It makes me sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
The way the camera is, I just can't get used to it. I've tried. I just can't do it.
Gotcha.
So, yes, I think now's your time to finish Mario Galaxy, Connor.
Yes.
So, it's yeah. So that's oh, wrong. No, wrong one. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah. Wrong scene. I meant to go. It's one above, and I put it back to just myself.
There was only darkness for me.
Yeah, what happened? I don't remember.
That's true. So yeah, so that's the new Mario Galaxy movie. You know, hoping that that Nintendo doesn't get mad at us for reviewing it. So
yeah,
we'll see
they shouldn't.
if the YouTube gods are kind. So
I don't think they'll be mad about this one because it's free promo for their upcoming shit. But if we were streaming like their newest game, they'd be like,
no.
Yes.
No Pokeopia for you.
You can't play, or you can't play 1996 like Pokemon Crystal, or they'll like demonetize your shit.
Yes, and God help anyone who plays Pokopia. Yeah, that's verboten, Das ist verboten. So they're not even German; they're Japanese, which is somehow worse. But yeah,
I was telling Bo that I was watching some gameplay of Pokeopia, and you know, I understand like if it's not broke, don't fix it, and of course they own both games, so they can do whatever they want. But I was looking at the housing and just like how the items menu is literally copy paste their like Animal Crossing. I really just they were in the studio and just took Pokemon and Animal Crossing and started smashing them together until a game popped out.
Well, I know I don't know if you ever got this, but when one franchise and another franchise loves each other very much, they hug each other in a special way, and a new game comes out.
But it's just one. It's just one franchise with numerous titles.
That's incest.
Yup. It's probably why your player character looks the way it does in Pokeopia.
Disturbed.
I just want to share this because it's even more disturbing. It's not clearly stated, but it's highly like suggested that in the beginning of the game when you like create your character that your Ditto is abandoned because your trainer has died. Because the Pokemon that's like guiding you around is like, oh, do you remember your trainer? I'm sure he was great. What did he look like? And that's what like prompts you to make your design.
Awfully dark.
That is dark. That's
He goes to his trainer's corpse and just morphs into his trainer. Just inhabits his trainer's body.
Well, that's like what I think is funny is that the other Pokemon, basically wants you to make yourself look like. After you're done, he's like, "Oh, I'm sure you based your looks on your trainer."
Yes, my dead trainer. I love wearing his clothes.
It's like, yeah, you gotta put them on and
It's a mortal reminder of our oath.
That's
What happens if your trainer dies and then your Pokeballs, like nobody ever finds your body? Did the Pokemon die inside the Pokeballs?
I don't know.
They just rot in there.
Can Pokemon die?
I don't know. Well, you can kill them, yeah, because they eat Tauros meat. So apparently they eat each other.
Oh, sure. I guess.
Unless they all just eat grass. I don't know, but
it was always very unclear.
They eat grass and breadsticks. That's all they do. They don't kill you. Violence is verboten. But dog fighting until they knock each other out is okay.
Of course. as per, like.
Okay, so now it's segment 3.
It is.
And we're talking about UFC. And Ronda Rousey has announced her and Gina Carano will be fighting each other on May 16th. They're both coming out of retirement, air quotes, retirement, to do this bout.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ronda Rousey made a lot of waves in the late 2000s, and Ronda was just on a tear of, she was just soaring as a fighter and in popularity. She became like an icon. And it just credit to Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey single-handedly persuaded the UFC to create women's divisions in the 2010s. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Every woman say thank you, Ronda Rousey. All our women audience out here. That's yeah, so they've both decided to come back. They both agreed that this is a fight that they could both, get down with. I have like some images up. The top ones I'm not sure if we can show or not, but the other one. Oh, well, there we go. But no, I mean it was sold to the public, so fuck it. Yeah, fuck you, content. Content flagging.
It
this was
on
sold to
newsstands nationwide.
Yeah, this was on
worldwide,
newsstands.
really.
So yeah, SMD. So yeah, this is our competitors here. This was Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey, both on the body issue of ESPN magazine. Gina Carano, her record is 7-1-0. Ronda Rousey's 12-2-0. Carano only lost one fight to Chris Cyborg, and she she fought Chris Cyborg, and who is like an animal of like
shouldn't even be marked on her record.
Yeah, it was just well, she actually did hold her own quite well until the end. But yeah, so yeah, Gina, she left after her loss and went to work in like Fast and Furious and in Hollywood and other movies and whatnot. Ronda Rousey, after she got her shit rocked twice within a month of each other, she decided to just be like a brand deals person and do exhibitions, and then she went on to pursue other stuff. I'm not exactly sure. If you want to blow up either the Ronda Rousey images, these are her 2 losses back to back.
The Holly Holmes head kick of doom.
Oh yeah, Holly Holmes. I remember watching this fight, and oh my god, Ronda Rousey got absolutely destroyed. Also, so she lost to Holly Holmes. That was her first loss ever. And then her second loss was a month later to Amanda Nunes. And Amanda Nunes like beat the ever-loving shit out of her. That fight was also very good, but it was like a shame. It was like kind of a shame to see somebody who was just like on the up and just had not hit a wall yet, and then she hit one, got rocked back, didn't recover, and went into this next fight and smacked her head off a brick wall again, like 50 times. Then next, if you want to blow up Carano versus Chris Cyborg, you can see the before picture. You have Carano and Chris Cyborg. Tell me who you think is scarier.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This is Chris Cyborg. The little circle here is her delivering a major knockout punch. And then while she was down, she didn't get knocked out, but it was just a huge like haymaker of a punch. She had her on the ground and just basically like strangled her and kept punching her in the head while she was on the ground and just in a one arm choke. So yeah, unfortunately for Gina, that her only loss, and then she went to Fast and Furious. But I wanted to be fair to the ladies and not just highlight their 2 major losses. I just have to point them out because they're their only losses. Carano versus Caitlin Young. Carano wins by doctor intervention because she absolutely beat the shit out of this girl. She look at it. He's like, no, stop hitting me.
It looks like the fight is over. Ref, get in there.
Yeah.
She made it 1 round, and then on a call in halfway through the 2nd round, the doctor came in and was like, nah, she's done. And then we have here was Ronda Rousey versus Kat Zingano, and she managed to armbar Kat Zingano in 59 seconds flat.
Yeah.
And, Zingano, I think she thought that, I thought she was going to be a good match against Ronda Rousey, but I think she got a little maybe overconfident. I don't know. That was years ago, though. And maybe kind of punching up. I'm not sure. But I thought she had a really good chance at winning. And she didn't go down bad. It was just, Ronda had the moves.
Yeah, I mean, before the UFC, she was a judo champion. And just great, insane grappling skills.
Yeah.
That's why I think that her only 2 losses were not that she can't strike. I mean, she's a top competitor in the whole world in the UFC, but she went from going against people that maybe it was slightly easier to get in on them or avoid striking to utilize grappling techniques, and then you bring out a karate champion like Holly Holmes with just
oh my god,
phenomenal footwork and striking and kicks. Oh.
She looked like she got stung by a million bees. Like her face, like she looked like a lollipop, Ronda Rousey. It wasn't pretty. It was she just demolished her. But anyway, yeah, very exciting. May 16th, they're both coming out of retirement. Carano turns 44, which is incredible. And Ronda is 39. So
pretty impressive to still be fighting.
Come on down this Sunday, Inglewood, California. A menopause monolith. Rousey versus Carano. And just like,
I just hit menopause and I'm pissed.
No, anyway, I will be watching that fight. It's going to be a good fight. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd watch that fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Do you know what any of the rest of the card looks like?
Yes, it is. Let me look at what the other guy is. I don't remember his last name. I think it's Felipe something.
Felipe Lins. So it says here the former
Felipe
UFC
Lins
champion. Yeah.
And it's Felipe Lins versus Francis Ngannou.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I don't really know. I know Francis Ngannou. I also know he's a huge weeb. So, friend of the show, hopefully, Francis Ngannou. He was up there doing ninja hand signs. Remember that? He was doing the Naruto like hand signs and shit.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing in trying to challenge the UFC monolith. I guess Rousey was invited back to do something for the UFC and didn't do that. So it's but
yeah, Ronda's like, no, I'm not getting my shit kicked in again.
Apparently also the pay was poor.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
Sorry, Ronda.
I know. But oh, all right. Well, that brings us to...
I want to see Ronda Rousey versus Caitlin Clark.
for personal reasons?
I don't know. No, I mean, it'd be funny if Caitlin Clark just grabbed Ronda Rousey by the hair and like hucked her. Like she's so tall, just grabs her and whips her around like one of the trolls in Skyrim.
This is why we have weight classes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why Ronda Rousey made weight classes for women. Weight divisions for women. She fought Andre the Giant.
Be like, if I tried to fight Francis, he could just grab me by the front of my face like this and fucking like throw me across the stadium.
Like a basketball. He'd grab your head like a basketball.
He just crumples me up like a cartoon. I just land in front of Dana and kind of like bounce.
Tosses you through a basketball hoop, like. Yeah.
You're like, Hopsiddle.
Yeah, it's yeah, or there was one time I gave Connor a big hug and I lifted him up and he's like, "Do I weigh anything to you?" And I'm kind of like, "No."
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, then we did a twirl around the kitchen, like, "Hits the camera and go round." It's the same effect. Oh, all right. Well, that gets us to dessert, guys.
Yeah.
We've had a full show. I have a fun dessert segment that I've been meaning to do for a hot minute. And we had an open dessert segment, so I thought it would be kind of fun to do. And it is Joan Crawford's writer for her 1964 tour for the movie Straight Jacket, as sponsored by Pepsi Cola, who she worked for as a brand ambassador because she was married to the president of Pepsi Cola.
Oh.
And this writer is insane. Now, if you don't know who Joan Crawford was, she was a very, very famous Golden Age of Hollywood star. Meryl Streep levels of fame, like that big of a star, just putting her name on a marquee, people would show up. And she had started out in the 20s in silent pictures, and then talkies came in 27, and she was the biggest movie star in America through the 30s, 40s, and into the 50s. By 1964, her career was, kind of rolling in. It was Hollywood was not kind to older women back then at all, and so by 64 she was kind of winding down, but she had become globally famous for promoting Pepsi Cola and Pepsi Cola products. And so by this time she's doing television and ads and promoting Pepsi and all this type of thing. So she's going on this grand tour. And so I wanted to show you what her writer was for this tour, because it's a little insane. And if you don't know who Joan Crawford looks like, I'll show you quickly. That's Joan Crawford, if you didn't know. So that's the good, she'd want that picture. That's good, Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford's 1964 promotional tour of Straight Jacket and Pepsi Cola include a detailed list of requirements. The suite, the hotel accommodations, the top suite, including 3 bedrooms and the hotels indicated. This should be the best suite available. A single room for Mr. Kelly, a publicist for Pepsi Cola, is to be reserved nearby on the same floor. Note, the 3-bedroom suite is for Miss Crawford and Miss Brinka, her maid. A special press conference room or suite should be promoted from the hotel. Press conferences described below are not to be held in the Crawford suite, and the 2 pilots of the plane will have a single room each in the hotel. A uniformed security officer is to be assigned to the door of the hotel suite 24 hours a day. You are not to use the city policeman, and you are not to use the hotel detective. This security officer should be hired from Pinkerton or some similar organization. The following items are to be in the suite prior to Joan Crawford's arrival: cracked ice in buckets, several, lunch and dinner menus, pen and pencils and pads of paper, professional size hair dryer, steam iron and board, 1 carton of King Sano cigarettes, 1 bowl of peppermint lifesavers, red and yellow roses, a case of Pepsi Cola, ginger ale, soda. There is to be a maid on hand in the suite when Miss Crawford arrives at the hotel. She is to stand by until Miss Crawford dismisses her. The liquor selection is 2/5 of 100 proof Smirnoff vodka, not 80 proof and only Smirnoff, 1/5 of Old Forester bourbon, 1/5 of Chivas Regal Scotch, 1/5 of Beefeater gin, and 2 bottles Moet et Chardon Champagne, specific type Dom Perignon. And then that's admin, but this is her luggage. Well, this is her schedule about her print media and radio and everything. But the luggage is the best part. Miss Crawford will be met in a air-conditioned, chauffeur-driven, newly cleaned Cadillac limousine. Instruct your chauffeurs that they are not to smoke and that they may not at any time drive in excess of 40 miles an hour with Miss Crawford in the car. Miss Crawford will be carrying a minimum of 15 pieces of luggage. Along with the limousine, you will meet Miss Crawford's plane with a closed van for the luggage. Have with you a luggage handler who can accompany the van back to the hotel. It will be his task to take an inventory of the luggage as it comes off the plane and into the van, and as it is being brought into Miss Crawford's suite. There will be a few small items which will go with Miss Crawford in the limousine. Mr. Kelly will supervise this particular part of the operation. Luggage trucks to follow limousine and remain within sight of the limousine. Every precaution should be taken to ensure that none of the luggage is misplaced. 15 pieces is the estimated minimum. There may be considerably more, and it will be possible for confusion to result. Anticipate this problem and be absolutely certain that a careful inventory of all luggage is maintained at all times during arrival and departure. Miss Crawford is a star in every sense of the word, and everyone knows she is a star. So, I thought that was a little bit of a crazy, all the arrangements. This appeared in Life magazine right before this tour, of the arrangements for a single top and what was a multi-city national tour. So, it was quite a little, and I thought a little crazy. People talk about, only red M&Ms, be kind of like, Miss Crawford is going to redo your whole hotel. She's going to completely remake your operations. Like, M&M's, easy peasy. Miss Crawford has a maid, a security. She's a whole she's an industry. So, anyway, I thought that would be fun to read. Reactions, thoughts, or should I just
she
shut up?
sneaks into a back room and opens up one of her bags of luggage away from everybody else, and it's just a bunch of bottles of Coca-Cola. Like, thank God I can be with you for a minute, am I sweet?
I can stop pretending.
Right. It's just like, this one luggage is awfully heavy. What's in here? Water? None of your concern. Just put it in the van.
I like the amount, as somebody that was I've worked in administrative support for several years. And as a professional, it's kind of funny reading this and how much detail they've gone into. She'll be driving in a freshly cleaned, air-conditioned, brand new Cadillac limousine or whatever. And it's like, okay, it's like, me, I'd be like, if you're just writing it for me, yeah, she'll be in a limo. Who gives a shit?
Not Lincoln, but Cadillac specifically.
Yeah, when you have to write very specifically, it's funny how much detail they go into, and it has to be this and several buckets of the cracked ice, cracked, not smashed, not crushed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so, everything had to be such a particular way. It's very funny, and how particular she was, or I guess you could be at that time when you were that wealthy or that famous.
Yes. No, I mean, I kind of laugh, would there have been a scandal if they showed up in a Lincoln Continental? But, no, I mean, it was, again, you have to understand, Joan Crawford at this time was one of the most famous people in America. Like, there was maybe about 10, 50 people. We're talking Frank Sinatra, that level of fame and stardom. I mean, that, she was
Sammy Davis, Dean Martin.
Yeah, she was at Lucille Ball. She was at that level of fame, and that, and I think that the last slide kind of, demonstrates that. They're kind of like, don't throw money away or cause waste just to do empty gestures that she doesn't need. She knows she's famous. You don't need to put yourself out, but do follow the instructions, sort of thing. It was, it is a quite specific, and the alcohol stuff, that's kind of standard and all that type of thing, but it's just like, the whole the whole experience. I think the thing I think always been amazing is the whole experience from when she steps off the plane to when she leaves is basically curated and controlled. And there's a whole team of people that will make all of this possible, and the luggage just gets me every time. 15 pieces minimum, and there'll probably be more, so just be ready.
Yeah, bring a cargo van, because you're not
Yeah.
putting that in the limo.
Nope.
And you're not to drive over 40 miles an hour at any time.
Yes, that I also was kind of like 40 miles. Okay, 40 miles an hour. Gotcha. We're not getting anywhere
We'll be at
fast.
the studio at sundown.
Right. Like, we're not getting anywhere quickly, are we? So yeah, it was it was an interesting interesting sort of thing, and just a fascinating peek into the life of a star and someone who was touring nationally to promote a movie and Pepsi and everything, and how exacting her standards were. Joan lived a bit of a tragic life, and the legends and stories about her get even crazier, because she adopted 3 children, and her first daughter, Christina, wrote a book called Mommy Dearest that described Crawford as very alcoholic and very abusive. Her other 2 children never believed that sort of thing, but Christina always kind of helped. Because years ago she used to go on talk shows, Larry King, Charlie Rose, places like that, always talking about her. And so, interestingly enough, kind of after Mommy Dearest came out, right about the time she died, Mommy Dearest kind of soured her reputation in the minds of the public as being difficult and controlling, and she was brilliantly played by Faye Dunaway, which was really quite perfect. I've watched that movie a couple times, and Faye Dunaway has a great statement about her, understanding that that's not who she was, but she grew up in very difficult circumstances. Joan Crawford left home and started cleaning houses when she was 12 years old, and basically scullery maid worked her way into Hollywood and became a star, sort of thing. So she knew what it was to go without. She knew hard times. She knew a lot of, suffering and all this type of thing. And I think her oldest daughter, Christina, kind of resented that. And you can kind of see with the focus in the writer on like not wasting money, that even amidst all of this, Joan's like, yeah, but you're not going to screw me over. That kind of still like old school, like, do what I ask but not anything more because that's wasteful, is still kind of present. Whereas a lot of people be kind of like, oh yeah, sure, do it, like, no. She's like, no, they're not going to be waste here. So it's so, but anyway,
haste makes waste.
Exactly. So all right, guys, well, final thoughts before we head on out today?
No, it was a fun show.
Slow down.
Good.
Slow down and enjoy your life.
And make sure to have a closed van behind you with your luggage inside of your limousine at all times. So
I have one that says free candy on the side.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. One more thank you to Brian McWilliams for coming to talk about Woke Word Wars. You can find us online, TLJ_joke, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All links at thelivingjoke.substack.com, including additional content and us playing Woke Word Wars. So, my name is Cameron. That's Connor. That's Will. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Peace out, all.